Hello everyone, please listen very well to this voiceover on this video so you can understand how to repair your closure, your customer's tongue closure. So here I'm holding invisible thread and needle, sewing needle. So what I did here, I passed the invisible thread between the opening of the sewing needle, then tie it like 3 times so that it will not remove from the opening. Then you remove the how long you want it to be, how long, I don't know, any how long of sewing you want to sew. Then you start the sewing. This place I'm not really going to sew it, I'm just going to go round and round. So the first sew, I have to tie it. You can see the thread is only one. It don't have to be two like normal thread because this one used to draw. So that's why I say tie it between the needle opening only. So here I'm not going to tight the thread. I'm just going to go round and round just to bring that damaged area together so I can be able to do other things on the closure. So I'm going to go round till the end of the opening. So that is what I'm doing there, going round and round. So this is the ending part of it. So when you are done doing this, you are going to cut out. When you are done doing this, you are going to cut out closure, nets, any nets, normal nets we are using to ventilate our closures. So when you are cutting this net, you are going to create a pattern line with this closure. So make sure that your net is in a straight line method, in a straight line form. Don't cut it vertically, cut it straight line. Then you place it that place that you sew together and use your office pin to hold it down. And when using your office pin to hold it down, make sure the net lap very well to the nets, to the closure that you want to repair. Make sure that there is no bumpy. So make sure it's very, very laps. That's why I use that office pin to hold it down so that it will not shift at all, so that the net will not shift to other side or the other side. Then now I have to start sewing the net to the closure. So here I'm trying to adjust. As I said, you have to let it be very lapped. Let it lap very, very well on the closure so it will not shift anyhow. So now I'm trying to sew the other side. After sewing this side, I'm going to go to the other side of it and sew it round to make sure that, and when you are sewing, don't sew gap, sew closer. You count the net before you sew. Just put it first hole, second hole, first hole, second hole. Make the sewing closer to each other so that this the sewing will not lose on time. You can see me the other side, sewing the other side. I'm going to cut out the excess thread there. I don't want to cut the thread here because this thread is very, very striply, so I don't want to be cutting it anyhow, so that after sewing this the sewing will lose later. So at the ending part, you are going to make sure you sew that place very tight, as in sew it like 3 to 4 times to make sure that the thread is very tight, that it cannot be able to lose. So after sewing all this place, now I'm going to remove all your office pin. So the next thing now is to use your scissors to cut out the excess net that is there. cut the excess net that is there. Then now you have secured that back. Then what I'm doing here now is I'm going to lose out the first place that I sewed. That first sew that I sewed between the closure, the place the closure turned. I sew it like that so that I can be able to hold that place together and also to sew my net under. Because if I sew the net under where the place is open, because this place now have damaged already, the net is no longer strong there. So I did not join it together. Now I cannot be able to place that net under the closure and sew it. So now after losing all the first sew, because it's not tight, as I said before, you have to sew it loose. Then what else? The next thing to do, I'm going to cut out this place that is very weak, the weak closure. I'm going to cut it away because there's net under it already. So use smaller scissors to do that and cut the smaller, the excess closure. I mean the damaged closure. Cut it away because that place is no longer needed. So you're going to cut it out. Make sure you cut very neat. So you can see, cut it out and make sure don't cut it too closer to where you sew. So cut it at least a little bit closer there. After cutting it now, you can see the back. You can see now the way I told you before, make sure your net is straight form. Now you are going to ventilate on that empty place, on that empty net. You are going to ventilate and make sure you map out the middle of the closure. You can see me after ventilating. This is the middle line here, the line I was telling you about. This is the back. Then you are going to ventilate closer to the line. Don't give gap at all. So this is how to repair your closure. Thank you.